It's a battle here tonight for Northwest Suburban Conference supremacy as the 5th-ranked Maple Grove Crimson visit the Robbinsdale Armstrong Falcons. Good evening, everyone. I'm Bill Hupp alongside my broadcast partner, Dan Ficken. And Dan, both teams come in with equal 7-1 records. Both are undefeated in the NWSC, and both are in Section 5. There's a lot on the line here tonight in Plymouth.
This is the biggest game of the year for both of these teams. Front-up competition, like you said, for first place, for section seeding, the whole bit. It's all coming down to tonight, and both teams got to show up tonight.
Yep, Kyle Ficken, the head coach of the Crimson, called it their first real test of the year, and both teams score a lot, averaging nearly 13 goals a game apiece.
That's it, and whoever plays the best defense, and actually the goaltending for both teams has been pretty good too for both of these teams. So the one that can get its offense going and solve the defensive traps that are being set up by the other team is going to come out ahead here.
Well, the winner of the game tonight should put itself in position for a conference crown and Section 5 top seed. It's Maple Grove and Robbinsdale Armstrong straight ahead here on CCX.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
Back here at the Falcons' Nest at Armstrong High School in Plymouth for a 5th-ranked Maple Grove versus Robbinsdale Armstrong clash. The 2 top teams in the Northwest Suburban Conference, 2 of the 4 undefeated teams in Section 5. As you take a look at the Northwest Suburban Conference standings, and right there, Armstrong has won just one less game than Maple Grove, but both teams sporting impressive 7-1 records. And as I bring in my broadcast partner, Dan Ficken, Dan, this sets up to be a really important game and a really good battle between 2 teams that are very familiar with each other.
Well, you're talking to both coaches and also some of the players and stuff. It's like they haven't played a game like this all year. I mean, this is something new for them, both of them, and they're wondering how they're going to stand up to it, and we'll see who pulls out when it gets tough. They're both very good, move the ball extremely well. We're going to see a lot of offense tonight.
Yep, it certainly seems that way. Maple Grove averaging 12.88 goals per game as you take a look at their coaching staff, led by first-year head coach Kyle Ficken, who came over from Rogers after 8 seasons in charge of the Royals. And on the other side, Ian Murphy in his 3rd season as head coach of the Falcons, but 9th season overall with the program as the 2 teams. As you take a look at Kyle Ficken, and yes, in case you're wondering,
yes,
the son of Dan Ficken in our broadcast booth. Dale Farniak and Xavier Wells touch gloves and go to their respective ends as Maple Grove in those sweet chrome helmets, the new maroon and gold uniforms. As you take a look at Ian Murphy. And both teams talked about the need for controlling, both coaches talked about the need for controlling emotions in this game. So we'll see how that goes for each team, as it'll be Tristan Mack and Shea House doing battle right at the A to start things off. House is 46.4% on the season, and Tristan Mack 45% face-off.
Yeah, but overall the Falcons have done very well. They've won 60% of their face-off wins, and this will be critical here. Whoever gets that controls the ball, and who's ever controlling the ball, and it's awarded to Armstrong.
False start on Armstrong. It's a beautiful night for lacrosse here in Plymouth. 77, wind out of the southeast at 8 miles per hour. Lights on, but have not really taken full effect just yet, as we are underway with Jamison Essen bringing in deep, and then they get it out for Max Coe, the senior midfielder. Near side, Jack Olson, freshman, 20 goals and 13 assists. 1, 2, 3, that's the numbers of all of their attackmen. And the main one, Nate Albrecht, has it right here. Albrecht, leading scorer last year with 40 points, and he's got 24 goals and 17 assists already this year as a turnover is forced. initially, and then it's scooped up by Lucas Baki. Maple Grove trying to clear, and they manage to get it up and get it ahead. Good pass across, ducking inside. Big save made by Wells.
Whoa.
Incredible save made by Xavier Wells to stone the attack of Maple Grove and Rory Scanlon, who was going for his 25th of the season.
That was an amazing save. Boy, we'll have to see that again against Rory Scanlon, who's just been lighting it up lately for the Crimson. Just a brilliant save. He attacked. He got aggressive, and that's what you got to be as a lacrosse goalie.
Absolutely incredible to start, and we thought it would be a game of high-level players, and so far that's proven correct as Essen gets it. Opportunity here, Jack Olson going down low, and we've got a push from behind. As we take a look at this save, you see Scanlon actually fed it across, and it was number 20, Ricky Peterson, going for goal number 31. And so Xavier Wells with a incredible save. Wells going to Division II Mars Hill in North Carolina. One of the Carolinas. I should double check myself.
It's North Carolina.
North Carolina, okay.
Yep. Yeah, I've been there.
Tyler Steinkoff gets it back for Peterson in those green shoes with the knee sleeve. Steinkoff hounded out there by Jonah Pappas, going to Quincy next year. So a lot of college talent on this field. Of course, Maple Grove still pretty young as a team. Ricky Peterson just a sophomore. Opportunity here. That's Scanlon who tried to pick out the upper corner. He's going to Springfield, Division III powerhouse. As Maple Grove controls, Scanlon hits a cutter. Big check delivered by Pappas. He popped him. And Wells rakes it into his crease.
Very good defense for the Falcons. They let that one slip through. Their goalie saved him on that, and the rest of them picked it up now and playing good defense. They got to control the ball, though. We both know that that's going to be the here. Both teams can score, and who's ever got it the most is going to score more.
Riley Hansen helped get it across for Armstrong as Frankie Annis gets a touch. 19 goals, 6 assists for him. He tries to roll it back to his teammate, big number 50, Logan Marsh. And Marsh recovers.
That was a solid hit, too. He ran into him, and he just bounced off Marsh.
8:50 to go, first quarter. Still scoreless between Maple Grove and Robbinsdale Armstrong. Annis having a little tough time throwing it. Sometimes the stick can play tricks on you. Look at the defense way out there by Jackson Bennett, the sophomore. Annis gets a step, fires right into the big catcher's mitt, the big butterfly net. That's the word I was looking for, of Hank Farniak. Farniak on the season 6-1, a 6-1, 8.81 goals against average, and a .593 save percentage.
And a goal scored.
Yes, and a goal scored,
which is really unusual.
Not something you often see. Yes, Josh Thompson gets it for Peterson. Now Maple Grove tries to strike first. Scanlon up top, attacking downhill. Worked behind for Peterson from X. Out high looking for Scanlon, and he drops it. Opportunity is Jack Bailey scoops it up. Bailey cradling. No one's going to stop him, or no one has stopped him. Finally, a last-minute intervention. But Armstrong backing up well, and they have taken over possession. Farniak, a senior goalie who in the game last year made 14 saves and a 7-5 win. That shot goes whistling wide, and it'll remain with Robbinsdale Armstrong.
Yeah, Farniak's done a good job this year. He's got a .681 save percentage, which is pretty good for lacrosse. Usually it's a 500 or a little below.
Yeah, he is definitely a good presence in there. Wouldn't be surprised to see him play at the next level. A flag is down, so we'll have our first EMO, and it should go the way of the Falcons as Sam Cassidy 0-0 backs it out. Maple Grove with the short stick watching Brady Northrup, Northrup splits defenders, gets free, bounce shot goes wide. Farniak may have gotten a touch, and now the penalty will be called.
It's like a slash.
Yep, on Joey Eisler, the Carthage-bound senior.
You know, it's kind of nice to see now, too, with all these kids now getting an opportunity to go to play in the East, you know, where lacrosse is a huge sport, and we're developing talent enough to play in that environment.
That's right. So the first penalty on a slashing penalty on Eisler gives the EMO to Robbinsdale Armstrong, and now they have an opportunity to get on the board first here at home. That pass errant. Battle for the rock eventually won by Jack Olson. And Olson, when you see him up close like right there, does look like a freshman, but obviously has some tremendous stick skills. There's a shot that's whistled wide. So Robbinsdale Armstrong has had the majority of the efforts so far, but none of the success as we're still scoreless. Olson will re-enter play on the EMO.
Well, like we said, you know, both these teams are offensively oriented, but the one that plays the best defense probably going to come out on top of this because, you know, really that's what wins these games.
Yeah, very often. Little give and go, and Farniak makes the save. That might have gone off the side netting, actually. Hard to see from our vantage point. Battle for the ground ball eventually won by Olson. They ping it around quickly. Albrecht ducks inside. Big save by Farniak.
Boy, used his helmet that time. He's using everything he can to keep that ball out of it. Boy, Maple Grove needed a break here, by God.
Whatever it takes. Each goalie has now made a tremendous save to keep this a scoreless affair, as the penalty is just about set to expire. And it looks like has expired. So Maple Grove kills off the first man advantage for Robbinsdale Armstrong, and now they'll go to work on the offensive end. Two highlights of the game have been tremendous saves. But great defense again played by Robbinsdale Armstrong, and here come the Falcons in transition. Now on an errant pass, flips it over its intended target, and it'll go the way. Oh, they say it was deflected, actually, as Albrecht, you see the jump shot, and just a tremendous save by Farniak. Now the Maple Grove coach, parents, I should say, displeased with the call right there, but they're going to say the pass was deflected. That's why it remained with the Falcons. The ref right there saying that it was deflected. Good recovery here by Shane Rask, the junior defenseman, and now it's Maple Grove's turn to get out in transition. Logan Marsh gets a touch, and now he'll back it out and flip it for Tyler Steinkopf. Get it in the stick of Peterson, which is usually not a bad place for it to be.
Not at all.
Peterson out high looking for Scanlon. Maple Grove not taking as good a care of the ball as I think your son would like to see in the early going, but they have it here, and Scanlon, no one's going to step to him, so he'll fire a shot, and another tremendous save made by Wells.
Mr. Wells has determined that we are going to make this a game, a big game. And when you get defense like that, goaltending like that, boy, there's nothing but fire up your team and just gives them more than enough confidence.
Oh my goodness, the saves so far by these netminders in the first quarter. Wells is not the biggest netminder either, but he is quick and certainly, obviously, an intelligent goaltender as well. And so now it's back with the Falcons, and that's the thing, is each of these saves have led to a change in possession. Chance here, weaving his way through and scoring! Jamison Essen, his 17th of the season as he danced through the Crimson defense.
Boy, really, really nice moves here. Put on a little speed. He kind of changed the speed here and there to get by the D. Got in tight, and he put one down low. Just a nice shot. A nice move right here.
And that is why you hit the body
Again.
and you don't go for the stick.
Exactly.
That's why coaches preach that all the time. Because right there, everyone went for the stick, and he just protected it well.
He never
Goal was unassisted, and it's 1-0 Falcons.
He never switched hands on that either. He kept it all on the shooting side.
Jamison Essen, the junior midfielder. with a really impressive move. Leads the team in ground balls as a penalty flag flies, and it'll be the first EMO here as once again Shea House wins the draw. Faceoffs by my count even. 1-0 the score, but whistle blows the play dead. So often you see that, you know, with the scramble for the ground ball on the faceoff. So.
Well, it's been an area, too, that the Crimson have had to work on. They have not done very well. They're around 47% on the faceoff wins, where Armstrong has done a very good job at 61%. So if that changes the game, that's going to go to the Crimson's favor, obviously. Coach now talking to his player and just kind of calming him down, saying, hey, that's part of the deal. We'll work it out. Don't worry. We've got your back.
Yeah, and it's so hard sometimes because you want your kids to play aggressively. But Crimson go to work on the EMO. Obviously, Peterson and Scanlon will be two of the focal points, you would think. Scanlon holds up top for Peterson. Worked down low. Steinkopf feeds across. There's a sidearm shot off the post. Rung by Tanner Brendan, the senior midfielder with 12 goals and 12 helpers. He recovers it now. Scanlon. There's a bounce shot, and they score this time. And it's Landon Bakke with his 14th of the season on the EMO to tie us at 1.
Well, that was kind of a key goal here from the looks of the saves, not only from the goaltender, but from the goal post itself. It looked like it was going to be a tough night, but he got a nice low shot, used the D as a screen there, and pumped it low and bounced it through the legs of Xavier Wells, and nice goal. Nice goal by the Grove.
Bakke from Scanlon at 2:20 of the first quarter to tie us at 1 for Scanlon, his 12th assist of the season. And another false start on Maple Grove, so it's going to be Armstrong's win. That's how they've gotten both their face-off wins here tonight. 1-1 our score, late first quarter, and the game so far has been a defensive struggle, and it's been as competitive as you and I thought it would be.
Yeah. There's not a lot of room out there, but I'll tell you what, both teams are got some jump. I mean, this isn't a slow-down game at all.
I saw an incredible play the other night where someone rolled the ball casually like that, and the one guy came and stole it. He was so fast. Another bounce shot. Farniak makes the save as Essen was looking for his second, but the flag flies anyway, and so for the second time tonight, the Falcons will have an extra man.
It's like Lucas Bakke. The D is going out for a minute and a half for a trip. Yeah. Well, you can see it there. You got that stick in between the legs, and you know it's just like hockey. You got to be responsible for your own stick.
Coaching staff asking about that. So 1 minute for tripping, and now we'll see if Armstrong can answer Maple Grove's EMO goal with one of their own. Albrecht dancing and dishing.
Looking to find an opening on those slides, get somebody to overcommit. That'll give him an extra man open.
Olsen gets it back initially, but Farniak comes out to grab it. Ooh. And now Maple Grove will try to kill off some time with under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Good presence here by Connor Kasbaum. Peterson will track it down and scoop it to himself in the corner. Landon Bakke, this big talent. Bakke and Brendan, big, strong guys, but obviously Peterson really talented as just a sophomore, and he's more physically mature, I'd say, than most sophomores. There's a shot by Scanlon, and he just pulled it wide. But again, no one stepped to him.
Those Falcon D are big. Wow.
Yeah.
Man, that'd be tough to get around.
That's true. I'm talking about the size of Maple Grove's attack, but 9 seconds to go. They got to hurry if they want one. Pass is a little high, scooped up by Domingo. Behind as time expires. Maple Grove unable to get a shot off here before time expires. But an entertaining first quarter of lacrosse finds us all square at one. We head to the second quarter in a moment here from Falcon Stadium in Plymouth on CCX.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
Goal scorer Jamison Essen, who had the lone tally for Armstrong in the first quarter, which gave them the lead. Big crowd on hand tonight. Obviously, a lot of fans knowing what is at stake here at the Falcons' Nest. And Robbinsdale Armstrong got on the board, but Maple Grove answered on the EMO a little over a minute later. So it was more or less tied for most of the first quarter. Face-off is a push, so it'll go the way of Robbinsdale Armstrong. They've won 3 of the 4 face-offs thus far. That really hasn't been a huge factor, but Essen gets it behind for Albrecht.
Well, it's one thing if you're not winning the face-offs, you better be playing good defense because good teams are going to come at you.
Albrecht for Essen. Out high, Jack Olson bounces a shot that goes wide. What a productive freshman campaign for Olson.
Yes.
20 goals and 13 assists. Certainly one to watch in the future. Obviously, a freshman having that much of an impact on varsity says something. Olson lefty cradle, and Farniak says thank you very much, collects the shot and rolls it out in transition. 10-man ride employed here by Robbinsdale Armstrong. Shane Rask chucks it forward. Oh, beautiful fine cross field there by Briggs Leiser. There's a shot and a score. It's the second of the game for Landon Bakke, sneaking around from X and finding the upper 90.
Boy, second time he came out on the left side of that net again, and they found him 3 just fabulous cross-field passes that moved the ball down for the Crimson and set up the score. There's that long pass across, and everybody's trying to compensate for it, and they forgot about it.
Second time today, it's been Bakke from Scanlon, and it makes it 2-1 Maple Grove.
Boy, nice shot. Took off the upper part of the short side there. That's a tough shot.
Second goal tonight for Landon Bakke. Came in with 13. He's got 15 now on the season, and for Scanlon, assist number 13. As once again, Robbinsdale Armstrong wins the faceoff. But again, that really has not, when you see teams get in a make it, take it mode, that's when we're trying to come back. That's when it really matters. But so far it has not.
But if you keep giving it to them, sooner or later something's going to happen.
Yep. As Essen collects right near the logo at midfield. Against the short stick, downhill. Olson forced back. They know how good he is.
You'll see
by Annis inside, and he scores, going low to high to tie us at 2.
Great move on the D, faked right, going down low, and he stopped and came right back, took the D right out of his jockstrap, and got himself a nice open shot. He did a nice job going low to high.
Well, it was a beautiful move to sweep low anyway. And then, just ducked underneath the onrushing help of Shane Rask. And basically, Maple Grove had the lead for about 47 seconds before Robbinsdale Armstrong answered and has us tied once more. And Dan, buckle up. I think that's what it's going to be like all night.
I think you're right.
Back and forth counter punches between these two NWSC heavyweights. Fifth face-off win for Robbinsdale Armstrong here tonight.
Well, there was no secret before the season started that these two would probably be the two contending for the conference crown here. And obviously section seeding. And it's proven to be true. This is a heck of a game, a real barn burner.
Heck of a section, too, as you have two Lake Conference powerhouses in Wayzata. I suppose Benilde is not a Lake Conference powerhouse. Scratch that. There's a shot from Albrecht as he was moving to his right, and he misses everything. But, a loaded Section 5 when you look at Wayzata and Maple Grove and Armstrong and Benilde St. Margaret's, obviously the biggest one, the defending state champions, three-time defending state champions, and all four schools, 3-0. Bounce shot as a flag flies into the crease. Jack Olson missing the net, but it's going to be the third penalty of the night taken by Maple Grove, the short stick. Now I spoke too soon. Not as...
And Joey Heisler.
Joey Eisler, his second penalty of the game. Eisler out for Carthage College in Kenosha, Wisconsin next year. CCIW conference where I used to coach basketball, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah. Assistant coach for Millikan University back in the day.
Millikan, Michigan?
Yeah. Decatur, Illinois.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Former home of the Decatur Staleys way back in the day. Great stick in the passing lane to intercept it. Now a heap of bodies the edge of the box, and it's going to be Maple Grove ball.
And just out of curiosity, who did the Decatur Staleys become?
Chicago Bears.
Correct.
And they remain so to this day. 8.5 minutes to go before half. 2-2 our score here on CCX. Armstrong and Maple Grove locked in a good one. Both these teams coming off big, comfortable victories last night. These games, they come thick and fast this time of year, don't they?
Well, it's a short season. You got to get as many of your games in as you can. I think you get 12. And then they got to have room for sections before we get through the end of Memorial Day.
Peterson up high for Scanlon. Steinkoff. First time we've called Josh Thompson's name. Peterson trying to track it down. They seem content they're not pressing out too high. I think they respect the driving ability of this Maple Grove team. We're back to even strength. Sidearm shot. Caught comfortably by Xavier Wells. Wells' numbers this year, 6-1 and 8.43 goals against average. How about this save percentage? 644.
Yeah.
Very impressive. By my count, that's his third save of the night. Farniak's made 2. These are unofficial stats, of course, but.
Well, you're kind of surprised, because we always talk about the offense of these teams. They're all both averaging 13 goals a game, but the defense actually has been the real story tonight for both teams.
Yeah, the goaltending, the defense. So we talk about the offense in the pregame open, but to your point, the Farniak and Wells are no slouch in between the pipes. Essen draws the slide, spins away from it. Still spinning, bouncing, and Farniak makes the stop. That would have been another circus goal from Essen. Instead, it's outletted by Maple Grove. Here they come in transition with Steinkoff.
Well, the one thing both these goalies do really well, they get their bodies behind their baskets, too. They don't just let their basket make the save.
Good nothing making the save there.
Woo!
It's Rory Scanlon rips the back of the net off a beautiful feed out high by Peterson. In transition, you've got to find the shooters, and Armstrong was made to pay when they didn't, with Scanlon scoring his 25th goal and 2 assists tonight now for Rory Scanlon.
Boy, you can't let Rory Scanlon wind up like that. My God, he's got a bullet, as you could obviously see, and it just found the back of the net really fast.
Goal coming at 6:21. 3-2. Maple Grove once again regains the lead. Scanlon from Peterson. How many times have we said that this year? But yeah, Scanlon, didn't even need to get his hands free. He just wound up and crushed it. Max Coe. After, once again, Armstrong, a thing they can point to is how often they're winning. 6 of 7 at the faceoff spot. And that's helping them get this possession on offense as Albrook dances behind goal. Watched closely by Rask. Backs out, directing traffic as it's worked around right to left. Coe up top for Essen. Cassidy. Now Maple Grove willing to press out a little bit higher and push out as Essen attacks downhill against the short stick. Draws the slide, tries to feed it through a tough window, and it calls right to Farniak, but Olsen, the diminutive freshman, was willowy freshman. We'll call him willowy. He's not diminutive, he's willowy. He was shoved down in front of crease, and so possession remains with Armstrong as they'll roll it to Albrecht out of the box. Nearing the 5-minute mark of the second quarter. Sneaking around from X, and they score! It's Frankie Annis, goal number 20. Or beg your pardon, goal number 21, as he has his second of the second quarter. And once again, we're tied, and these two teams just keep trading goals.
He was wide open, too. They made a nice play of finding him. Maple Grove pressed up top with the long stick, but that pulled it away from down low. Frankie Annis got open, and by God, you don't leave him open because he'll put the ball in the back of the net here.
Albrecht drew the slide, as you saw there. 27, Jackson Bennett coming over to help, and right there. And again, Maple Grove enjoys the lead for about 1:20 before we're tied again at 3-3. And that's the thing about Armstrong. Every time Maple Grove scores, Armstrong seemingly gets possession on the face-off and then can do things like that. A lot of lacrosse left to play, though. Another whistle stops play, and this time it goes the way of Maple Grove. Annis with a couple goals tonight. Bakke with a couple goals. Not, guys that have good numbers, but not necessarily the top guys. But everyone getting involved offensively as Peterson goes back for Scanlon.
If you're going to get involved in this game, everybody's got to pitch and doing their part and do what they're supposed to do.
Brendan dodging, tries to feed it outside. Ball's loose, I think. Got crunched between a couple defenders.
Looked like a chip shot that held the green.
Yeah. Great backspin on it. It remains with Maple Grove as Peterson re-enters play. Easy to spot from far. He's got those distinctive green shoes. Scanlon with the short stick on him. Turning, shooting, and scoring. Not the angle you'd expect Tyler Steinkoff to hit the net from, but he bounces it home, and it's his 8th of the season. Maple Grove regains the lead.
No, usually you don't encourage a shot from out there, but there can be no yelling at him because it went in the net. But a bounce shot can be really difficult for a goalie to save.
And Scanlon gets his 3rd helper of the night. So Scanlon now with 3 assists and a goal. And interestingly, too, neither team has taken a timeout, though they both have 2. We haven't had that sort of contested possession where you often see timeouts taken.
Well, both teams are playing really good. I mean, there really isn't any reason to call a timeout right now. Just keep encouraging the kids, keep playing, and then we'll see what happens.
Essen had possession momentarily, then he had it raked away from him. House out there as well. scoop it up, and
He may have stepped up.
I thought maybe that Armstrong would have taken a timeout, but it goes back to Maple Grove. And this time we do have a timeout taken. I almost willed that into existence. I honestly didn't even see exactly which team took the timeout, but it'll be Maple Grove's ball out of the timeout. Well, yeah, this game so far, Dan, has been as advertised here in the first half.
Yep, two of the better teams in the state, like I said. Even though Armstrong isn't rated, they're certainly in there. Top 11, if anyway, I'll give them that much. But but this is the big one though. This is for the conference.
As we take a look at the rankings in boys lacrosse, Maple Grove number 9. They were 5, and they dropped down to 9 after that loss to Chanhassen, 13-6. But they again bounced back last night in a big way over to Tino Grace, and they find themselves in the top 10. But a lot of teams with some pretty gaudy records, and even like Minnetonka and Rosemount have just played loaded schedules so far. So I think the biggest surprise on that list for me anyway is Lakeville North, 8-0 and undefeated in the top 3. They've had good teams recently, but nothing unbelievable. And Eastview Apple Valley, the combined Apple Valley Schools co-op, in the top 5 as well, coming off a big overtime win over Shakopee the other night.
Yeah, and Shakopee is really good. Those two losses are kind of a misnomer because they're playing that kind of schedule.
Yes, and that's the thing. Just even playing in your conference, never mind the non-conference stuff.
Yeah.
You're going to play, a loaded schedule. You talk about a loaded section, right? You've got, Edina and Rosemount and Prior Lake. But Prior Lake has taken its lumps so far, losing its first 3 games after graduating so much talent from that team that took Benilde to overtime. Xavier Wells has certainly kept his team in the game tonight with 4 saves, a couple of them incredible.
I wish we could see some of those on ESPN tonight, for heaven's sakes. They were fabulous, my gosh.
Yeah, they were terrific. As Olson re-enters play, it's hard to tell just from up here who actually had the ball. So it must have been Robbinsdale Armstrong that took the timeout, and now the Falcons have it here with inside of 3.5 minutes to go before halftime. On a hat trick, there's a shot into Farniak's stick as Frankie Annis was looking for his 3rd goal of the quarter. Good recovery, and this time it's going to be Maple Grove that takes a timeout.
Yeah, good call there before they lost possession of the ball.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was talking about before as far as Connor Kasbaum got the ball. They tried to retain possession on the clear, and that's when you take a timeout. Each team left with 1 timeout remaining. We'll see if they actually use them here, but what a gorgeous night. Beautiful, beautiful night for lacrosse. The clouds have cleared, but it's been sunny most of the day, and temperature is really nice, and it's only what these kids deserve after so much tough weather in April.
Absolutely. No practice time. It was really hard to try to get some dome time out in Maple Grove,
Sure.
I know, for them, and the 10:30 at night, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah, no, you kind of, it's like ice time in hockey, right? There's only so much space available. You kind of need it, and so you do what you can as a coach, and especially a new coach like Coach Ficken coming over from Rogers after 8 seasons leading the Royals, and has to be thrilled with how things have gone so far. 7-1, winning everything they've been expected to win. And, all but 2 of their games are conference battles, so they only can do so much there. And then of course, their non-conference games, one of which was against Chanhassen, which has turned into a real perennial powerhouse. Peterson from X, out high. Scanlon on the far side, watched by the short stick. They get it to Peterson and X. Opportunity here, and another big save by Wells to stop Brendan, who had a good look at goal from close range.
Boy, Wells is quick with that basket, though. I'll tell you, straight on shot probably is not going to beat him there. You're going to have to bounce it.
Keep wanting to call it a butterfly net. That's probably not the technical term, but transition opportunity here. Bounce shot. Farniak this time, with his turn making a big save. The hold with possession keeps it with Robbinsdale Armstrong. As they'll flip it to Nate Albrecht, and Albrecht goes to work. Albrecht shadowed by Rask. Big slide coming over from Josh Thompson to dislodge the ball. Now a flag comes out, and Maple Grove, I think, is just going to have taken its 4th penalty. So it seems like a fairly tight whistle tonight as Rask takes that one. No doubt Coach Ficken.
He's not happy, trust me.
Yeah, he's frustrated at either the refs or his team for taking those penalties.
He's getting a little red around the cheeks. That's a bad sign. But, you know, they want an explanation. This time he lets the assistant coach handle it. He's going to stand beside because I think he's a little too irritated, which is smart thinking. But it is what it is.
Holding is the call, and really, Robbinsdale Armstrong has not scored with the extra man tonight, but can't give a good team like Robbinsdale Armstrong too many EMO opportunities.
Exactly.
Before they'll make you pay. Annis on a hat trick. Little wheel route for Albrecht. There's a shot that goes wide. Brady Northrup looking for his 9th goal. Another freshman, so Northrup and Jack Olson, both freshmen, giving this Armstrong team valuable minutes.
Which means it's going to be scary for the next few years, too, with Armstrong. They're going to be pretty doggone good because they're good now.
Yeah, no question. There's a sharp angle shot, and that one always going high. Stops the clock with minute 30 left in the half.
Well, what I like about them, too, and being young as they're very aggressive, and I love aggressive players. I mean, if you're going to make a mistake, make an aggressive mistake.
Essen somehow beats Farniak over his right shoulder. And we're tied at 4 with that EMO goal.
Low high shot. Found the upper part of the net. Just a really good shot. He got a lot behind it. Created some room for himself. And made a nice play and scored.
Essen, his 2nd of the game, unassisted. That one their first on the EMO. With 1:20 to go in the half, and it would not be at all a surprise if we were tied. Essen,
I got to tell you,
a modest celebration.
That was a heck of a shot. That is a hard shot to complete.
Yes, difficult save for Farniak to make, no question. No flag out, but no, there is a flag out.
That's a Maple Grove appearance here in front of the press box. Finally going, finally.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
It's got to be a penalty.
Come on. Well, good opportunity for the Crimson here, though, with 1:06 left to kind of take a lead again. And so they got the extra man. We'll see what they do with it.
Ethan Berry committing the infraction, the sophomore defenseman. So Brendan and company go to work with the EMO with a minute to go. So the penalty will expire right at the end of the half as Peterson flips it around. Back out. Errant pass will be collected by Scanlon with 45 seconds and counting left. Steinkopf. Brendan. Peterson jumps out, scores! Maple Grove regains the lead with 37 seconds to go before half.
Boy, what a great shot that was. He beat to the upper short side high corner to beat Wells on that, and that was just that great shot. There wasn't much Wells could do about that. That was just ripped.
Yeah, that was a tough one. Another EMO goal for Maple Grove, their 2nd of the night. Give the assist to Brendan. Well, I don't think they actually did give the assist to Brendan, but Ricky Peterson Goal number 25 of the season, his first of the night. And that gives Maple Grove the lead with as Robbinsdale Armstrong wins the faceoff and then takes timeout. Now Robbinsdale Armstrong tries to answer with 28 seconds left. Yeah, perfect use of timeout right there. Yep. You win the faceoff, you take timeout, you draw something up in the huddle, and that's certainly what Ian Murphy is doing as his boys are huddled around him. And it's been unbelievable. You look at the score sheet. Armstrong started off the scoring. Maple Grove answered with 2 straight, but then ever since it's just been 2 teams trading goals. And every time they trade goals, and it's just a series of punches and counter punches in this game. And you know, usually lacrosse is really a game of runs, obviously, Dan, but no team has really gone on a run. So far, the most, as we said, was Maple Grove scoring 2 straight over the first and second quarters.
Got a feeling that this is going to go down to about the last 2 minutes, and the goalie that makes the save that's needed to be made is going to be the team that comes up out on top.
I wouldn't be surprised at all if you were right.
Well, as we said, you know, before the game started, this is the big one, the biggest one they've played all season. And boy, I'll tell you, both teams they ain't nervous, man. They're playing. It's been good to see. No short sticks, no tight grips on the sticks. They're just playing their games, both of them.
Yeah, and you don't know, especially with all the kids being aware of the stakes of this game. You never know how kids are going to react and how they're going to play. If they're going to play tight, make a lot of mistakes, but it's been really well-played game, and you love to see that. Albrecht gets a step, dances by defenders, behind the back shot, and he misses the net. Annis looking for the hat trick, and he misses the net. That goes by the left post. Oh, man, if Albrecht had scored that one.
I would have come out of this seat. Man, oh, man.
What a goal that would have been. 3 seconds to time will expire here in Plymouth in the first half.
Whew.
And what a first half it was. Back and forth. These 2 teams went. Maple Grove scoring the go-ahead goal with 38 seconds to go in the first half. Essen with a couple goals. Annis with a couple goals. Ricky Scanlon with a goal and 3 assists. And we'll all take a breath here at halftime as Maple Grove, the 9th-ranked team in state, leads Robbinsdale Armstrong on the road here at halftime, 5-4 on CCX.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
5-4 our score at halftime here at the Falcons' Nest in Plymouth. Bill Hupp and Dan Ficken for CCX Sports. And a very back and forth, entertaining half of lacrosse. We just witnessed the Crimson retaking the lead, just 38 seconds to go before halftime as Kyle Ficken talks to his troops, and we look at first half highlights. And again, very entertaining first half. Great goaltending here as you see Xavier Wells getting in the act. And then Hank Farniak, anything you can do, I can do better. Wells making another tremendous save. Then the goal scoring started with Jamison Essen driving downhill. But every time Robbinsdale Armstrong scored, Maple Grove seemingly had a response. That was one of their 2 EMO goals. And again, any goal that was scored here in this first half, Dan, it seemed like was unsavable.
Yes.
as Scanlon had all kinds of time and room to let that one fly. Most of the scoring took place in the second quarter as we were tied at 1 after 1 quarter of play. But ultimately, it feels like it has that feel of a 1 or 2 goal game at the most. And we saw some really good shots, including that one from Jamison Essen. So much college talent on the field. And then a sophomore, Peterson, jump shooting his way into the lead for the Crimson at 5-4.
Well, just some unbelievable bullets coming out of these players. Just, goalies really don't have a chance. They were getting just, cannons coming through them.
Yeah, no, we expect more quality to come and halftime adjustments as well. Be back in just a moment from Plymouth and the Falcons' Nest. Back with second half action. Get your popcorn ready. It should be an entertaining one in the second half.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
Start of the second half here in Plymouth. Buckle your seatbelts, grab your popcorn, get ready, because it should be good. Multi-point scorers for both teams. Essen and Annis, each on hat tricks for Armstrong. Landon Bakke with the first 2 goals for Maple Grove. And then Peterson, Scanlon, and Steinkopf with a goal apiece. And certainly Maple Grove, despite being just dominated in the faceoff circle, just 2 of 9. But that has not ultimately mattered too much, as Rory Scanlon, the Springfield-bound senior attackman, has really chipped in with a goal and 3 assists in that first half. Once again, Armstrong wins the face-off. Essen's been a ground ball machine tonight. He's got 2 goals, and he gets a touch in the box and starts the show for Armstrong here in the second half. Crossfield pass finds its way to Max Coe. Annis watched closely by Jackson Bennett.
Well, I don't think either of these teams is going to slow things down. I think they're both going to try and keep playing at this frantic pace they've been playing at.
Albrecht gets a step. Rolls off the slide by Jackson Kuznick, and the shot goes wide, but it remains with the Falcons. Coming right out and shooting and scoring! Nice goal by the freshman Jack Olson, his 21st of the season. Just snuck around from X and bounced it past Farniak. And early in the second half, we've got a tie ball game once more.
He ain't playing like a freshman.
No.
Oh, my gosh. What a great set of speed there coming through, and just a great shot going down low. And beating, I think, on the short side of Farniak.
On the restart, 47 seconds into the second half. That's the jump shot goal by Peterson late in the first half, as once again Armstrong wins the faceoff. 9th faceoff win of the game. And Annis has it, and this is the make it take it thing that we were talking about there. As Essen possesses at the top. Essen with a couple goals. Nearly gets tripped there, somehow retains his balance. Goal line extended. Albrecht switching hands. Spinning that rock. Flips it to Essen. He's always got his head up. There's a bounce shot that goes wide. Maple Grove closest to it. Good hustle there by number 14, Joey Eisler. Trying to make up for maybe those first couple first half penalties. But Eisler was closest to it, so it turns back over to the Crimson. Great find ahead for Scanlon. They do that cross-field clearance pass so well. You saw that in the first half, and it led to a goal.
They're usually rotating their midfielders around out there, too, so they're moving to different spots, so somebody's filling a space, so wherever they throw the ball, sooner or later a Crimson player will get there.
Brendan behind for Peterson. At X, Peterson, sharp angle shot. That was a bit of a prayer, but Baki closest to it, so it remains with the Crimson. Shiny chrome helmets glittering in the sunlight. The lights not quite taking full effect yet. Sun starting to set behind our press box. Crossfield pass snagged by Scanlon. Maple Grove continuing to patiently possess as Peterson has inverted to the top. Steinkopf sneaking from behind.
Nice save.
And a big save made once again by Wells. Wells fired up as he stoned Baki, who was trying to sneak around from behind at X.
Boy, Wells is really the real deal. He hasn't let up one bit. Boy, what great goaltending we're seeing on both teams tonight. But boy, Wells has really stood out.
Now they try to clear it, and a great job by Scanlon to force the turnover. Rory Scanlon bearing down on net, feeds across, another tremendous save made by Wells, this time stoning Peterson.
Oh my gosh.
Incredible from Xavier Wells, who's had 5 highlight reel saves here in this lacrosse game. Not saving that one though, as Tanner Brendan lights the lamp for goal number 13 of the season.
Well, if you don't succeed, keep shooting.
Well, here's the lesson, Dan. Shoot from the outside because you're not beating Wells up close.
No, he comes out and just attacks aggressively, and he's done a tremendous job. He's been the player of the game so far. I don't care if he just got scored on. He's been tremendous.
Oh,
wow.
My goodness gracious. That was quite the sequence. Xavier Wells like, what do I got to do, guys? Come on. But you see Scanlon here. He gets a step on everyone. Terrible angle taken by the defense, but a brilliant pass across, a little high maybe. But Peterson tried to just sort of one-time it in, quite a quick stick it, as they say. And then Brendan, the lefty, and that's just a perfect placement.
Yeah. Right
there in the upper 90.
Just at the crossroads of the bars there. Oof. Perfect shot.
Yeah, no saving that one. As Brendan has given his team a 6-5 advantage here early in the third quarter. Another face-off win and another flag as Jackson Bennett shoved down Max Coe. Now Armstrong will try to get one and then take the EMO. Olsen backing it out. Already with a goal in this half. Olsen seems to have a really good lacrosse IQ, especially for just a freshman.
He uses his head. He's controlling it well, knows when to go, and knows when to back off a little bit. You know, you can see the paces there. Oh, bad pass.
Yeah, not just as I say, a great lacrosse IQ. Tries to thread the needle to Logan Marsh, which was maybe ill-advised. And now the penalty by Bennett will send him to the box, and he'll take a knee. Meanwhile, the younger Fickett on hand, shaking his head. Very studious looking with those glasses.
He is kind of, which makes him not like his father one bit. There you go, Jan. It's all yours.
8 minutes to go. Hello to Mrs. Mrs. Ficken watching at home. Albrecht directing traffic. Wants to space it out. Annis and he play catch. Essen behind for Olsen. Shot here by Annis right into Farniak's butterfly net, and he clears it ahead through Briggs Leisner, and then Leisner loses it to Barry. I beg your pardon, that's Aiden Robb, the long stick mini, the junior. He's a big load out there, and he's continuing to carry the rock. Finally flips it back for Coe. Nice job by Barry.
That was impressive. He did a nice job for a big guy.
Albrecht downhill with a head of steam. Goes across his body and scores. He loves shooting while moving to his right. Oh, they're waving it off. They're saying no goal.
Really?
And to be honest, I'm not sure why. I don't know if a guy was in the crease. We'll hopefully see a replay a little bit. I'm still not sure why that goal was waved off. But
nobody was in the crease.
No, but it was waved off.
Wow.
So there goes that. We thought we were tied at 6, but instead it remains a 1-goal Crimson lead. Peterson. Scanlon. Steinkoff.
Well, the Crimson were smart there and just starting to play the ball again and just get rolling before anybody could rethink it.
Yeah. Brendan. Steinkoff. Tries to slip a pass past Essen, and that didn't work. Crimson able to recover, though. And Steinkoff gets it for Scanlon. There's a shot and a score. The physicality of Tanner Brendan as he somehow stood in there, took a hit, and still scored. He's got the last 2 for Maple Grove, and they have their first 2-goal lead of the night.
Yeah, used the screen that time as he took that shot. As the body was on him, there was another guy in between, and I think it surprised Xavier Wells there. He didn't see it coming on him.
For sure.
Yeah, number 5 was in front there and kind of blocked it out. But, geez, nice shot. Talk about getting hit and putting it where you should. Jeepers.
Steinkoff gets the assist there. And Brendan just a little bit taller, but yeah, he stood in there knowing he was going to take a licking. And did not matter. Maple Grove wins the rare face-off with a 2-goal lead. Now they have a chance to maybe put a little cushion between them and the Falcons. Scanlon waits reinforcements from the box.
The Grove is getting out some new kids. Some are getting tired out there. They've been out there for a while, so we've got some new players.
Scanlon steps up and rips it. Didn't close him down fast enough, and Scanlon was able to get his shot off. He hit one like that in the first half. Not that time.
Boy, he likes winding up. When he sees the opportunity, he takes it every single time.
Well, Peterson has his pocket picked by Riley Henson, but he recovers. Brendan on a hat trick, on a third-quarter hat trick, no less. Steinkoff ducks inside, bounce shot as he goes to the turf. A flag flies, and his shot missed. It was going to be Crimson ball anyway, but now it's going to be a penalty. Armstrong taking their, by my count, 4th penalty of the day, as number 9, Jonah Pappas has taken a couple of those. Now he's given his coach Ian Murphy something to think about, with Murphy's team trailing by a couple goals here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, the quickness of the Crimson right now is just kind of beating the long sticks, and then it's hard to see because that long stick is such an advantage, but Crimson are really quick.
Peterson has already scored on the EMO once today. Gets it back. Steinkoff in front. Baki, bounce shot, scores.
Wow.
Landon Baki's got a hat trick. It's another EMO goal for Maple Grove, and their largest lead of the game at 8-5.
Didn't waste time that time. They got that power play rocking and rolling right now.
And I think that's going to be Steinkoff who gets the assist, as they're really just popping it around. Yep. 8-5 Crimson. They've scored the last 3, and they're starting to pull away here on the road, trying to
they're getting
maintain control of at the top of Section 5 in the Northwest Suburban Conference.
Right, yeah, but they're getting it in the box, and whether you're getting good shots and stuff like that. So a nice bounce shot that found the 5-hole. And Maple Grove loses another face-off.
11 of 14 is Armstrong unofficially, as Essen gets a step. Goes back. Coe puts on the brakes. So Essen, I thought, could have maybe taken the shot there, but he decided to pull it back, and Annis resets for Olsen behind. Albrecht, who's got a goal tonight. for Olsen. Fakes, scores. Beautiful move by Jack Olsen, his second of the quarter and his 22nd of the season.
You know what's scary here? How good he's going to be.
Yeah, the stick fake. Got Farniak down, and he just deposited it right over him.
Man, oh man. He has been very impressive for the Falcons tonight, boy, I'll tell you.
Olsen has been really good. He's got both of the goals here.
Oh, great move there. Just he made fake the pass, and he came back around and got it off real quick. You'll see it here. Fakes pass, bang.
And then Farniak goes down, just puts it right over him. 8-6 now. That ends a 3-goal unanswered run by Maple Grove.
But in the Falcons, I'll tell you what, winning these faceoffs for the Falcons is going to keep them right in this thing, and they'll work their way back. I mean, they're winning them pretty much, what, 80% now, 90%?
Yeah, more than that. Whatever 12 of 15 is.
Oh,
Quick
man.
Math. Essen attacking downhill. He backs it out. He's on a hat trick. I'd like to see Albrecht more involved in the offense here as Bennett has him. Albrecht, he's so slithery, just kind of slaloming in between defenders.
Yeah, you notice it's usually
got a real good stick.
Usually a big stick on him. Usually the D's on him. They got him pretty well. They know about him.
Olsen thought he was trying to get it behind for Coe. Coe battling for the loose ball, but first to get to it is Rask. And then it's intercepted behind the net. Annis thought about it, gives it back for Albrecht. He feeds a cutter, nice move. There's a shot and a score by Brady Northrup off the great feed from Albrecht.
Yes.
What a beautifully designed, not even designed play, just an improvisation from Armstrong. And they've cut the deficit to 1 goal.
Get their eyes up and see what's going on. Created a nice play there. Everybody's in the right position.
People are cutting. They're using stick fakes.
Fine space.
As you see this, stolen initially by Annis. Thought about it, decided against it. Albrecht faked it, drew the defense. And a nice job just to evade on-rushers by Northrup. Scores his 9th of the season right there.
That was good defense all the way through. He just made a great shot.
Yep. Albrecht gets the helper. 8-7 the score. This time Maple Grove wins the face, but what unselfishness from, and that was the freshman midfielder with the blonde hairdo.
Well, you sure can tell, you know, these are the top teams in the Northwest Suburban, and they're playing like it. Man, this has been fun.
Yeah, this has been, can keep saying it as advertised, but it has been back and forth. Peterson tries to get that defender hung up on the net. Feeds out high. Manages to get it to Steinkopf. Into crease, Peterson. Crease violation as he was looking to make the pass. Kind of amazed that we don't see that more often, given, you know, how guys are just looking up when they're dancing at X.
Oh, yeah. I think over the years, though, too, you know, they've gotten used to this game. We used to see a lot of that. We don't see too much of that anymore.
And the spatial awareness and the yeah, there's no doubt about that. Essen over for Coe. Armstrong has answered Maple Grove's 3-goal run with 2 of their own, and now they're hoping to tie the game late here, 3rd quarter. Essen. Olsen, who goes down, recovers. Thought about a shot. Steinkopf knocks it away from behind. Great defense by the Crimson. Outletted to Steinkopf. In transition, here's Leisner. Now a flag flies, a couple. So it's going to be an EMO once more for Maple Grove here late in the 3rd quarter.
Well, even though nobody leaves the field, you can make a mistake and you won't cost you because they can't score.
Steinkopf jump shot caught by Wells, but it's a penalty. 5th of the game on Armstrong. And still going to count that as a save for Wells.
Absolutely.
But that's Essen's second infraction of the game, I believe, and with 1:19 left in the third. Oh, I beg your pardon, that was on Riley Hansen. Ian Murphy certainly disagreed with that call. Slash to the head, that always gets called, it seems.
If it touches the helmet, no matter how gentle, it's a penalty, period.
Yep. Brendan for Peterson, a little high. Peterson battling with Pappas. Good team ground ball work. Brendan trying to add to his 2-goal total here in the third quarter. Pappas spinning away, and he's immediately forced out. You gotta be jumping off that whistle.
Oh man!
If you want to take advantage. 50 seconds remaining. There's a shot, and it just hits Pappas out front. Beg your pardon, Aiden Robb. Robb in transition. Now it's going to be a timeout by Ian Murphy with 37 seconds left, and I think a good timeout.
Yes, great call by Coach Murphy. Get him settled down.
Yeah, now how do we maybe get a goal or at least kill off the rest of this quarter? First of 2 second-half timeouts taken by Armstrong. Stops the clock with 38 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Well, we'll look for the clipboard here and see if they do a set play.
Certainly want to just get it in, maybe in the sticks of your best stick handlers.
Well, they've been very good about getting Essen into the box about 15, 20 feet out and letting him rip it, and he's been very effective there. But I would look for something like that from the Falcons, and try and get this game tied up before the half ends.
Both coaches, and obviously lacrosse, one of those unique sports where each coach sort of talks to the offense or the defense. There's 2 huddles on each sideline with an offensive and defensive coordinator and the head coach. And you were saying before the game that your son Kyle knows Ian Murphy, and they used to play together.
Yeah, when Kyle came back from North Carolina, him and Ian played in the Minneapolis Lakers. The men's team in lacrosse here, and yeah, they know each other pretty well. It's they always look forward to getting together because they aren't friends during the game, but afterwards they'll probably go out and have a Coke or two.
Sounds good. And yeah, those lacrosse is a small world, right? Between club and high school, a lot of these coaches know each other, have coached a lot of the kids, so a lot of times you know from club and whatnot, whether it's Team Minnesota or any of the other clubs, which a lot of times you can take what you know from the club and apply to defending in the high school.
Yeah, and what's happening now is that a lot of these kids like Kyle are coming back from college, NC2A lacrosse, where they're getting some coaching out east to really find out the game, and it's coming back here, and our game in Minnesota has improved so much here. A lot of kids now are getting opportunities to play out east.
Albrecht spinning his way through multiple Crimson defenders and still possessing the ball.
Boy, Albrecht and Essen are the real deal. They can play.
Yeah, they really can. As now it's Frankie Annis. We'll dance around with it, probably content to just run this clock out here as the third quarter is coming to a close. Annis just circling the field, getting his steps in as time expires here in the third quarter.
The Annis Marathon.
Well, Maple Grove rattled off 3 goals after Armstrong had tied it at 5, but Armstrong answers with 2 more. And we head to the fourth quarter of play with a 1-goal game, as we expected here in Plymouth. 8-7 Crimson leading the Falcons. Don't go anywhere, folks. Back in a second here in Plymouth on CCX.
Honey, what I think you need is a socket wrench.
I played JV basketball.
I'm sorry. I don't think it looks right.
This is good, and it's all good, baby.
Is it really all good?
If you love me enough to routinely test your handyman skills, not to mention the strength of your marriage, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/therightseat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
I'm gonna call my dad.
Tanner Brendan with 2 goals in that third quarter as each team scored 3, and we remain where we were at halftime on this beautiful night for lacrosse in Plymouth here. And how we were at halftime was Maple Grove leading by a goal. And they do so as well here. First quarter was really more defensive, and it's because of the saves of the goaltenders that we only had a goal apiece, but then things have started to open up a little bit more. 4 goals for Maple Grove in the second, 3 for Armstrong, and then in the third, each team with 3 goals. And what will we see here in the fourth quarter, Dan Ficken? Only time will tell, but we're both looking forward to seeing it as Xavier Wells and the company go to work. Peterson trying to beat him.
He who done gets the best save, the right save at the right time is going to win this game because it has been offensive oriented. But actually, both goalies have been really impressive too. I mean, we've gotten a little bit of both defense and offense on both these teams.
Yep, both teams scoring as Essen just trying to run out this penalty. Fourth quarter starting the same way the third quarter ended, with Robbinsdale Armstrong content just to run around with it and kill off some time. That penalty's got to be over any second now. Still have Riley Hansen down in the box as a ground ball battled for in Armstrong's box. And it's won by the Crimson. They'll go back through their goaltender, Farniak. Penalty has to be releasing soon. It feels like it's been at least a minute.
Yep, there we go.
Crimson with a chance here, trying to thread the needle, but knocked down by Jack Neff. Now every ground ball is critical in this kind of a game.
Well, Maple Grove keeps trying to penetrate that middle, get it set up in front of the box, and boy, I tell you, Armstrong's done a great job of denying it. I mean, they got a defender on the person right now.
Steinkoff, who had a goal in that third quarter, gets it to Brendan, who had 2. Tanner Brendan spinning off the short stick check for Peterson behind the net. Back out top, Steinkoff. Good catch by Brendan, and then he missed the net. Peterson hustling after it. He'll get there first. Baki. He's got a hat trick tonight. Hounded by Pappas. A rare unforced error by Maple Grove. Both teams have popped it around pretty good.
Yep.
And taken care of the rock tonight, but that errant pass turns it back over, and now Wells will track that one down and then lead the clearance. Pappas. Oh, a dangerous pass just over the stick of Peterson. They got some rangy defensemen to Armstrong. 10 second, that's gotta be 10 seconds, and it is. Or maybe offside. Regardless, it's Crimson ball with 10 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Still an 8-7 lead for the Crimson.
I'm looking at the D here now. They're 6-footers, plus you add a 6-foot stick to them. Boy, that's a big wingspan. Thank you very much.
Yeah, they're at least 6-footers and rangy.
Yeah.
Feed those guys some chili. Steinkoff comes up to help out on the clearance. It can be so valuable to have a speedy, confident stick handler like Steinkoff, and as well as Connor Kasbaum. Seen him do that job tonight as well. Scanlon, no one stepping to him. He'll get to the net and score! Rory Scanlon for the second time tonight. No one stepped to him, so he took advantage and found the back of the net.
Boy, that was, they've had him bottled up pretty good, especially during the second quarter there in the first half, and he got away and came back through the middle, and boy, don't let him get in the middle there. See the move right here? Covers it and just rips it quick. Nice goal. High-low bouncer into the short side of the net.
A win here would certainly put Maple Grove in the driver's seat. There's still some games left to play, but this would be a big step toward that conference title. And like you said before the game, Kyle wants banners.
Yes, he does.
He'll take conference banners. He'll take state titles, but you got to win conference first and put yourself in position. Of course, the Crimson falling short in the section title game to Benilde St. Margaret's last year, 9-3. No shame in that. Benilde ended up winning state in overtime over Prior Lake. Brendan attacking downhill. Just a spin back, but well covered by the short stick. Peterson using that quick step at X. Back for Scanlon. Steinkoff feeds down low, and they score again. A well-placed bounce shot for Josh Thompson, number 7, with his 7th goal of the season.
Well, the Crimson are doing a great job getting it up top and then bringing it down into the square area in front of the net. That was a little bit to the right, or to the left of the net, but still got it in a beautiful position.
And that's a halftime adjustment, I think, because Steinkoff has 3 second-half assists from that top position, feeding in the middle. And that's a freshman that just scored that. You see Steinkoff right here, feeding in the middle, turning and shooting. Dan Ficken, I'd say, whoever Kyle Ficken's father is, must be a smart puppy, because they made some halftime adjustments, and the freshman showing out. Josh Thompson's 7th goal of his freshman campaign.
Oh, that was a nice one.
That goal coming at 8:56. 10-7 now Maple Grove, and once again they've rattled off, and really they've scored 5 of the last 6 goals to have a 3-goal lead. Or, well, that can't be right. They've scored 4 of the last 6 goals, but they're back to a 3-goal lead is the point. But how about Josh Thompson? And how about the freshman we've seen tonight? Olsen with 2 goals, Thompson with a goal.
Olsen's a player, I'll tell you. It's fun to watch these young freshmen coming in. And you see the benefits now of the youth lacrosse programs that are starting to take hold here. They're starting to produce some players, and the quality of the game's going way up.
Rory Scanlon will take a knee as Maple Grove goes on the EMO. By my count, each team with 5 penalties apiece tonight. Annis. There's a shot. Oh, that had some steam to it from Nate Albrecht.
Mr. Aldo showing off his cannon there. My gosh, that was a heck of a shot.
Got to step to him faster. A little fake play for Essen, who does seem to be very right-handed, but it's worked well so far. But Farniak makes a tremendous save, and now outlets it quickly to big Briggs Leisner. Transition as Scanlon steps into one and scores! A hat trick for Rory Scanlon. They score shorthanded. It's 4 straight for Maple Grove.
Well, as they say, that dude be feeling it, man. Wow, he didn't even hesitate. He's got it, and he put it in the same exact spot. He's got that short side corner up top, just dialed in and just ripped it.
His 2nd of the quarter, his 3rd tonight. It's 11-7 Crimson.
You didn't see that one until you saw the bulge in the back of the net. You can see the goalie now for Armstrong. Xavier Wells kind of like, okay, I got to think this one through as he stood behind the back of the net and kind of getting his nerves calmed down a little bit.
Timeout called by the Crimson to retain possession. Rory Scanlon, the Springfield-bound attackman senior, with his 27th goal, and he's really been the star of the show tonight, because remember, he had a goal and 3 first-half assists, and now he's got 2 goals, so he's got 3 goals and 3 assists tonight, Scanlon does, and he is really leading the line for this Maple Grove offense.
He's showing that he's the star that stirs the drink for the Crimson right now. He's got it all. The best thing he's doing, too, is he's got his head up and he sees. He sees where people are. That was a no-look pass on that last goal, but he knew exactly where his buddy was.
Let's take a look at our upcoming broadcasts here on CCX Sports. We have a couple baseball games for you and a girls lacrosse game. The Crimson girls lacrosse team will visit the Rebels of Champlain Park on Wednesday, May 24th. All those upcoming telecasts on channel 799 CCX. Maple Grove boys trying to pick up their 8th win of the season, their 8th win in conference play. And certainly it's been, I think, undoubtedly a huge success for Kyle and his coaching staff here in their first season in charge.
They're happy. They knew what they kind of had, though, when he walked in the door. There's been some players on this team, and he's real happy. He's just ecstatic to get the job here at Maple Grove, and he loves it. And, I hope he does well. Yes, and I am biased. Sorry, folks. Deal with it.
Well, it is your son, so 7:51 to go in the game, 11-4 the score. Crimson have rattled off all 3 goals here in this fourth quarter and taken what was an 8-7 game and made it 11-7. As Xavier Wells tries to stem the tide here, but Maple Grove goes to work offensively off the face-off win.
Well, throughout the season, Maple Grove, the fourth quarter's been their best. They've totaled 36 goals so far in the fourth quarter, not including tonight. And their opponents have only scored 29 times on them, so they got a +7 differential there.
39 plus 10 now, as
yeah.
they've added 3 here in the fourth quarter. They're content to just pop that rock around as Brendan dodges down the alley and then moves middle. Low pass dug out by Thompson. Just the poise of the freshman.
Oh.
Beautiful tic-tac-toe passing. It's Peterson to Scanlon for his 3rd of the quarter.
Can I say wow?
Yeah.
Holy buckets,
I'll say
nice.
wow, too. Wow.
You got to feel for the goalie there. He didn't have a chance on that, man. Scanlon, they fed him up, and boy, he don't miss. He does not miss.
A great cut. Scanlon now with 4 goals and 3 assists tonight. A 7-point game. 12-7 the score now. And
well, the feed from Ricky Peterson was unbelievable. He knew right where he was.
Great, the whole thing.
Came right over the top.
That was a special goal from the Crimson. Now they're starting to even win face-offs, and they have scored 4 in this quarter. And what was a 1-goal lead is now 5. Wells will re-enter play for the Falcons.
Well, the Falcons got to get aggressive now. And that unforced error like that will kill you, but they got it back. But now they got to make each of these possessions count now with about 7 minutes left.
Hey, you guys aren't running the clock. Oh, there's a goal for Robbinsdale Armstrong. It's Annis. He's got a hat trick.
Well, when you need a goal, go to your goal scorers, and they got the ball into the hands of Ennis, and he buried it and put it away.
12-8 the score as Annis finds the back of the net for Armstrong. That ends a 4-goal run. Annis, and again, he likes that low shot. Farniak diving but couldn't stop it.
He's good at it, too. You know, a lot of the times you see that shot, they follow through too high, and it goes over the net consistently, right. And he's finding that spot every time with it.
A hat trick for Annis. And Armstrong wins the draw. This is lacrosse, so still plenty of time left. And a 4-goal deficit not insurmountable. Essen stripped from behind. What wonderful defense there. Maple Grove again in transition. Scanlon winds, fires, and Wells makes the save.
Pretty safe, nice and controlled.
Now they know what Scanlon's going to do if you give him time and space. Nice move by Northrup to spin free. Gets it to Annis. Albrecht, who has been held relatively in check tonight. Does have a goal and an assist, but the Maple Grove defense has been aware of him as Annis goes, and Farniak makes a great save as he tries to go low and go 5-hole on Farniak, but he makes a tremendous stop.
Well, he's good on those low shots because he just drops his body down and uses his body to block the shots and does a great job with it.
Yeah, fearless in that respect. 5:36 as Scanlon gets a touch. They'll continue to try to pour on the goals, but ultimately I think, it may, if this score holds or something like it, it's going to be the Crimson defense and Farniak in net that is the difference. But you knew that once they started scoring, they've just gotten contributions up and down the line. Scanlon leading the way, but hat tricks from Baki and Brandon as well.
Well, we knew both teams are good offensively. We knew the one that came up with a better defensive play. And Farniak has made the difference here for the Crimson totally. I mean, he's been spectacular. Wells hasn't been bad either, but
he's been really good. There's a shot arm shot, and they score. Scanlon cannot stop scoring here in this fourth quarter. His fourth of the quarter. His 9th point of the game.
I think he found his spot. It's kind of like a three-point shooter, knows where his spot is. He gets it consistently, and he scored for it exactly pretty much the same spot he's been on the field. And the Crimson are smart enough to give him the ball.
Yeah, nothing fancy. It's Steinkoff once again. Steinkoff with his 4th assist. But Rory Scanlon's 5th goal of the night.
Well, you're seeing, too, how
to the fourth.
important it is to move the ball and stuff, and especially move the ball to the guy that's scoring right now. It's got the hot hand.
Correct myself. He's responsible for 8 points tonight, 5 goals and 3 assists.
Wow.
But Rory Scanlon has really led the way, and in case you're wondering what his season totals are now, 29 goals and 14 assists. So there's a chance he could leave here with 30 goals for his senior season. Peterson, Brendan, up top for Steinkoff. Now we'll see if they've adjusted, or if Scanlon, if they'll still find someone in the middle for him to feed it to. Armstrong has not made the adjustment to that attacker in the middle.
Well, there's the adjustment.
Available.
They got the long stick out high now, trying to prevent that pass from going in.
Might be too little too late, though, with under 4 minutes to go here in the game and a 13-8 deficit.
Well, they're going to have to get aggressive here before too much longer and start double teaming the ball.
Yep, and the ref will tell him to keep it in pretty soon. Brendan spinning middle. And there's the keep it in sign. It's knocked free off that errant pass. And now Armstrong tries to clear. Big check delivered by Thompson. I don't often see a freshman willing to throw his body around like that. But it's going to be Armstrong ball.
Oh, I think Maple Grove's getting it. Yeah.
Never mind. Yeah, beg your pardon. Thompson re-enters play. And Scanlon will be in no hurry. 5 goals and 3 assists. He had some, I don't remember off the top of my head, but he had good numbers last night too. So it's been a productive week for Rory Scanlon.
Yes, it has.
Steinkoff.
Well, Maple Grove really asserting themselves here in a big game. They've really stepped up, and they've met their game average of goals.
Peterson for Thompson rather. Wells makes another tremendous save, punching it out. Steinkoff, you talk about that adjustment, Dan. He's got 4 second-half assists, 2 in the third quarter and 2 in the fourth quarter, as a timeout is taken on the field by Maple Grove with 2:43 to go and a 13-8 lead for the Crimson. So unless something crazy happens, we'll set the scene here. Crimson will improve to 8-1 on the season, 8-0 overall. And Robbinsdale Armstrong will suffer their second defeat of the season. And their first conference loss to fall to 6-1. But the Crimson will have that lead on the top of the Northwest Suburban Conference with just, I think, 4 or 5 games left to play.
Come on and wait to hopefully putting up a conference banner. But again, we've got the sections coming up here, and these 2 teams are in the same section.
Yeah.
And so this one would be nice, but it's going to be 0-0 the next time they meet.
Well, and if you're just projecting ahead to section play, what it'll be interesting is, does Maple Grove get the 2 seed or the 3 seed? Benilde presumably gets the top seed.
Sure.
Robbinsdale, Armstrong, probably the 4.
Yep.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then does, Wayzata or Benilde, or Maple Grove rather, get, what seed do they get? And, we'll just have to see how things play out. The two teams don't play each other.
That's it. They don't play each other. They don't meet head-to-head, so it's going to be up to the placement in the section committee at the MSHSL, but we'll see what happens. Either way, you're going to have to go through them.
Got to beat the best to be the best.
So
right?
That's right. You got to beat the defending state champ. And they look like, we'll see.
Yeah, they've been perennial powerhouse for a reason, even with a new coaching staff. Now the refs talking to the Armstrong coaching staff a little bit about something. But we're back to action here. It'll be in the stick of Steinkopf to re-enter play. Oh, and actually, who's out there with a long pole is Nate Albrecht.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, good pickup.
Number 2, because you just hear the parents saying, come on, Nate, and Albrecht is hounding, trying to get the ball back. So they got Albrecht out there with a long pole.
Oh.
I like the creativity as they try to get the ball back. Didn't work. So Brendan jogs back behind X.
Why not innovate? Why not?
Why not, right?
You bet. Try something new, man. Something to throw at the other team to kind of make them look like what?
5-goal deficit with 2 minutes left. You got to do something. As Brendan Scanlon cutting to the goal, but they didn't find him. So Brendan will jog it up top. Casual catch for Steinkopf. It's amazing how much more skilled the lacrosse is here than it was even a decade ago.
Oh my gosh, not even close.
Steinkopf tries to feed in front. A flag flies. Someone is down. Steinkopf, I think, may have gotten hit as Coach Ficken on the field to check on his player. Guessing Steinkopf's day will be done.
Yeah, you don't want to lose Mr. Steinkopf. He's had an amazing game today.
Yeah, he really has. Steinkopf came in with 5 assists. He's nearly got 5 assists here in the second half.
He's been the feeder, so to speak, for the big dogs to eat.
So his day will presumably be done after he took a big hit.
Get the ice bags out, son. You'll get through it. I always used to get a kick out of it, too. I remember when Cal come home from hockey, complained about his bruises. He'd come home from lacrosse with more bruises. He wouldn't say a word about it. It's just part of the game.
Yep. Brendan with 1:30 to go.
Well, big win for the Crimson here, and puts them solidly in control of the conference and the section right now, where they want to be comparatively.
Yep. I mean, undefeated in section play at 4-0, so nothing. Can't complain about that. And really, like your son said, the first real test they've had this season, other than the non-conference game against Chan.
Mm-hmm.
And for them to, score at their season average, right? 13 goals.
Yep.
So the offense humming along. Coe missed the net on that shot as we're under a minute to play. So I think the Crimson, can safely say, hey, we passed our first real test of the season. Olsen feeds for Coe. His bounce shot harmlessly into the big butterfly net of Farniak. Good outlet here by the Crimson. And they'll pull it back with 30 seconds left and a 5-goal lead.
Nice, smart play.
Peterson goes high, low, and Wells stones him. 20 seconds left. It would have been academic, but still a beautiful stop by Xavier Wells, his 7th save of the night.
He's done a tremendous job now. Some of those saves have been just spectacular. My gosh.
Peterson wants one more, and Wells makes yet another save. He'll chuck it down to the other end. As time runs out here in Plymouth. Take a look at the new updated standings in the Northwest Suburban Conference. Maple Grove now with a 1.5 game lead over Armstrong with the 13-8 victory here on the road to improve to 8-0 in the conference, 8-1 overall. Armstrong with the loss falls to 6-1 in conference play and 7-2 overall. But just a massive win for Kyle Ficken, Dan, your son, and his Crimson.
Yeah, just the fourth quarter did it. They played like they do the regular season. Their best quarter has been their fourth quarter, and they've learned how to finish this year. And you can see he's got a satisfied smile on his face that they did it again. So it could be a nice year for the Crimson.
And with good reason, absolutely. Rory Scanlon's 5 goals and 3 assists lead the way for the Crimson, who pull away in the fourth quarter and earn a hard-fought victory on the road here in Plymouth. So that'll do it for us here from the Falcons' Nest. For my broadcast partner, Dan Ficken, director Isaac Rice, and our entire CCX crew, I'm Bill Hupp saying good evening from Plymouth. The final, Maple Grove 13, Armstrong 8. Thanks for watching this presentation of high school boys lacrosse on CCX.